ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं जन भूतले सोऽयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवं च निरूपं साग्रजातं सागरशिरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेव श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् संललितां श्री विशाखामितं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So Hare Krishna, today is very auspicious Ekadashi day, particularly this Purushottam month, very auspicious Purushottam month, and Ekadashi is very double auspicious. So Ekadashi day, particularly hearing Bhagavatam has been recommended. It is stated in Bhagavatam in this verse that in this verse it is written very nicely that how one should study Bhagavatam, particularly Ekadashi day. Bhagavatam 12:16, it is stated here that Dvadasyam Ekadasyam Vas Ravanam Ausman Bhavet Patati Anasnam Prayatah Puta Bhavati Patakat. So here it is said that one who hears Bhagavatam on Ekadashi or Dvadashi day is assured of long life, and one who recites it with careful attention, fasting is purified of all sinful reactions. So how Bhagavatam is very important to study, particularly every day, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, but particularly on Ekadashi, auspicious Ekadashi day, and Dvadashi day, it is an injunction of Shastra to hear Bhagavatam. So by Bhagavatam hearing, not only all the sinful reactions, we develop the love of Godhead. So therefore, this Bhagavatam studying is very important. Discussing Bhagavatam is very important on this Ekadashi day. Ekadashi means, Jiva Goswami say, means we should hear and more, because Ekadashi means Ekadashi Upavasa. Upavasa, the fasting. Upavasa means coming close to the Krishna. So whole idea of Ekadashi to come closer to Krishna. How to come closer to Krishna? Actually, he say that Hari Katha attracts Hari. Lord immediately come. Krishna say in this verse, Bhagavatam, its very beginning, he say that how Lord immediately comes. Hari Katha attracts Hari. In this verse, it is said that Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamani Kirte Kimba Paridiswara Sadhya Hudaya Avaruddhate Atra Kirtiti Visusuprit Takshana. Once you hear and glorify Bhagavatam, so Sadhya Hudaya, immediately Lord has compacted in our heart. Lord compacted in our heart. So Hari Katha attracts Hari. Therefore, Krishna says, Tatra Tishtami Narada Jatra Gayanti Madhavakta. It is stated that Tatra Tishtami Narada, even Harikatha, wherever there is Harikatha, Lord Narayana is present. In this verse, it is said that Yatra Narayana Sakhyad Bhagavana Naishinam Gatihi Samstuvate Satkathasu Mukta Sangei Puna Puna. Very important verses. The Supreme Lord Narayana is present among the devotees who are engaged in hearing, chanting the holy name of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayana. Godhead. Lord Narayana is the ultimate goal for sannyasi. Those in the renowned order of life, and Narayana is worshipped through Sankirtan movement by those who are liberated from material contamination. Indeed, they recite the holy name again and again. So, Tatra Tishtami Narada Tatra Gayante Madhavakta. So, here Krishna says, I am present whosoever hearing and chanting my name. So, Lord is present. So, this is how important of hearing and chanting which attracts the Lord. Which attracts the Lord. Harikatha attracts Hari. Therefore, on Ekadashi, Dvadashi, for that matter, every day one should hear Bhagavatam attentively. So that is the injunction of the Shastra that one should hear. So today we are talking about the other topics we are discussing, that absolute necessity of Sadhu-Sanga. Because Bhagavat studying, as we told that Bhagavatam studying, if you study Bhagavatam, what will happen? So it is stated in this verse by Sukadev Goswami, Vasudev, the author himself, Jasyang Bhai Sriyamanam Krishna Parama Purushe Bhaktir Utpadate Punsan Soko Moho Bhaya Upa. So the result of hearing Bhagavatam, simply by hearing this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotional service to Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. So how benefit of hearing Bhagavatam? It sprouts up. See, hearing Bhagavatam is so important that it will sprouts up the love of Godhead. There are primary symptoms of material desire. It is definitely suggested herein that simply by hearing the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, one gets attachment for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Mayasakta manapartha yagam indu majat. Our whole spiritual life is meant for to develop the attachment for Krishna. Mayasakta, Krishna say, Mayasakta manapartha yagam indu majat. Asamsayam samagrama, yes. Yet Gyasasi Tat Sruno, you hear. By hearing, we will develop the attachment for Krishna. As soon as this is effected, the symptoms of material desire disappear automatically. Material desire, material disease, it will automatically disappear. It's a byproduct of it. Just like a sun, when sun arises, that time darkness automatically dissipates. Srila Vasudev was the all-perfect personality of Godhead. In this statement, all-perfect personality of Godhead, Krishna is clearly confirmed. The ultimate result of devotional service is to develop genuine love for Supreme Personality. So therefore, the Bhagavatam is very important by hearing Bhagavatam. In another verses also it is said that simply by hearing Bhagavatam, in this verse it is said that Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam tadeva sassan manaso mahotshavam tadeva sokannava sasanam nam yaduttama sloko jasanu sanugiyate. Those words describing the glories of all famous personality of Godhead are attractive, releasable, and ever fresh. Indeed, such words are perpetual festival for the mind, the dry of the ocean of nature. So how important is Bhagavatam? Because Bhagavatam is the full of glorification and narration, the glorious narration of the activities, form, name of the personality of Godhead. So it is so attractive, so releasable. Even it's a perpetual festival for the mind and the dry of the ocean of misery. Soko moho bhayopa. So devotees, those who are not interested in hearing Bhagavatam, they're pseudo devotees. They are not actually devoted. Putting tilak and kantimala is an external symbol of devotional service. But internal purification needed when you hear Bhagavatam. And how to hear Bhagavatam? You cannot just open the book here and understand. Yaha Bhagavata pada Vaishnavara sthane ekanto asraya kari Chaitanya charane. Yet it is written here, Yaha Bhagavata pada Vaishnavara sthane. So Vaishnava Sthane, you should hear Bhagavatam. in Vaishnava, it is saying that Yaha Bhagavata Pada. In 5131, Antya, it is saying that in this verse, it is said that how to study Bhagavad. Yaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnava Sthane Ekanta Asraya Kare Chaitanya Charan. You want to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, he said, you must approach a self-realized Vaishnava, hear from him. You can do this when you have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Bhagavatam should be received through the disciplic succession from a realized spiritual master. So we have been discussing Bhagavatam by Srila Prabhupada. So then we can understand. Therefore, in our Hare Krishna movement, even the small child is more intelligent, the great, Babaji, great so-called Paramahansa, so-called Babas, etc. Because they have understood so-called Mayavadis also. Because, as Prabhupada given an example, a child, he don't know, but he learned from his father, this is fan. If you say it is fan, he is right, because he may not be perfect, but the source of knowledge is perfect. Wherever he is receiving this knowledge, that is perfect. So therefore, one should hear. And for that hearing, we need absolute necessity of Sadhu-Sanga. Because without Sadhu-Sanga, neither we can hear, nor we can develop. Without hearing, we cannot develop this. So-called official attendance of this weekend program is not actually bhakti. It is something, but it is not the serious bhakti program, because one has to properly understand, means one has to be sadhu sangha, absolute necessity of sadhu sangha. It is stated that bhakti is the highest. Krishna say in this verse to Uddhava. Today I am supposed to give the Uddhava Gita, but somehow I found this is important and Ekadasi special. Bhaktim lavata sadhu kim anyata vasishyate. So here it is said that there is nothing beyond the bhakti. What more remains to be accomplished for the perfect devotee after achieving devotional service unto me, supreme absolute truth. So here Krishna has certified that bhakti is the highest. So many verses also, for that matter. But here it is said that bhakti is the highest to Uddhava. Yam labdha cha paramalabha. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna say, Yam labdha cha paramalabha. Highest achievement is bhakti. Bhaktamama vijananti javanti dasa. So bhakti is the highest. And how to get the bhakti? By hearing process. In the previous verses, he say that how we can achieve the bhakti. He said that Taya Srivanti Sinvanti Gayanti Anumadanti Chadatta Mat Parasradhanascha Bhaktim Bindhanti Temai. How to achieve? Krishna himself is saying. Just like a manufacturer, he himself saying this is the thing, that is the thing, detailing about his manufacturing object. Similarly, Krishna, who is the subject and object of bhakti, he himself is stating to Uddhava, his dearest friend, that how we can achieve bhakti. Bhakti is the highest. How can we achieve bhakti? Whoever hears and chants respectfully, takes to the heart these topics about me, becomes faithfully dedicated to me, thus achieve my devotional service. Again repeat, whoever hears, chant and respectfully takes to the heart these topics about me, becomes faithfully dedicated. These topics means Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata. Hari Katha is two types. Bhagavad Gita spoken by the Lord and Bhagavatam is spoken about the Lord. So here Krishna telling anybody who hears and chants or glorify and respectfully takes to the heart these topics. Serious, realizing he can achieve the devotional service. So how to hear and glorify? We cannot hear from the Tom, Dick and Harry. We need the absolute necessary of Sadhu-Sanga. Therefore, it is said that bhakti you cannot get without Sadhu-Sanga. In the previous verses, he is saying, Lord Krishna himself say, how to hear and chant. Tesu nitya mahabhaga mahabhagesu mat katha. This Krishna katha cannot be possible. You cannot expect a Krishna katha from a businessman, from a materialistic, or from any Tom, Dick and Harry. No. He said that Teshu Nityam Mahabhaga Mahabhageshu Mat Katha Sambhammati Hiti Ninnam. See how it is possible, Krishna Katha, hearing and chatting about the Lord. Oh, greatly fortunate Uddhava, in the association of such saintly devotees, there is a constant discussion of me. Thus, partaking in this chanting, hearing my glories, are certainly purified of all sin. So, bhakti you cannot get without purification. Tesam te antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. Krishna say in this verse that Jesam te antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, Te dhandva mohanirmuktam bhajante mam duddhavataha. Person who have acted piously in previous life and in this life, whose sinful reactions are completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion and get themselves in my service with determination. So one cannot achieve this devotional service without eradicating sinful activities. Therefore, Krishna says, we have to hear and chant to achieve my bhakti. Because by hearing and chanting, you can get rid of the sinful reaction. Therefore, devotees who are not hearing, they are not progressing. Because still they are hankering. They have this material hankering. They still material desire, illicit desire. Unless this material hankering is there and the medicine is bhavosudhu sruta manoviramat. The medicine is also given that hearing Krishna Katha. So therefore, devotees who are not interested in hearing, their disease comes. Immediately say that, sir, you are disease. Just like Prabhupada say that if somebody is not surrendering to Krishna, you can immediately group them in the 4 categories. Namam duskitana mudha prapandyante narad. They are miscreants. Mudha, fools. Naradhamam, lowest of men. Maya Pratyagana, their so-called intelligence stolen by Maya. So he can immediately categorize in this group because Krishna say, these people, they do not surrender. Similarly, those who are not hearing, immediately you see that, oh, these people are disease, spiritually disease. Just like Haridas Thakur say, what is your disease? My real disease, I am not able to finish my round. Haridas Thakur is saying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a disease condition. Therefore, to hear and chant, we have to have a Sadhu-Sanga, absolute necessity of Sadhu-Sanga. Through Sadhu-Sanga. Therefore, it is said that only by Sadhu-Sanga one can achieve bhakti. Because in Sadhu-Sanga there is a constant discussion of Harikatha. Constant discussion of Harikatha. Therefore, without Sadhu-Sanga, there is no question of hearing and discussing about Harikatha. So that is the thing. So therefore, it is said that in these verses also Krishna say many times that without sadprayena bhakti yogena satsangena vinodhava na paya vidyate samyak pranayami satamaham. My dear Uddhava, I am personally the ultimate shelter and way of life for saintly liberated person. Thus, if one does not engage in my loving devotional service, which is made possible by associating with my devotee for all practical purpose, one possesses no effective means for escaping from material existence. So here Krishna saying that which is made possible by associating with my devotee. So devotional service is made possible by associating with devotee. Therefore, our Gaudiya Sampradaya, we have ultimate, our philosophy, our conception, our main theme is that there is absolute necessity of Sadhu-Sanga to get this bhakti. Without Sadhu-Sanga, there is no question of bhakti. Krishna is very categorically also saying that we have to have a Sadhu-Sanga to have bhakti. In this regard also, if you see this Shankaracharya in Bhaja Govindam, verse 13, he told that Khanam api sajjana sangita rekha bhavanti bhavannavattarane nauka. Even a moment association, You can cross the material existence by the boat of sadhana. What is that called? Sadhu-Sanga. What is called sadhana? Sadhana means who is sadhana? Saintly. The devotees are called sadhana because they are saint. They are sadhus. Krishna also say that the sadhus also, he qualified who is sadhu also. He say that santa anapekhyamachitaha prasanta samadarshina nirmama nirankara nirdvanda nisparingraha. So here it is say that my devotee fix their mind on me and do not depend on anything material. They are always peaceful, endowed with equal vision, free from positiveness, false ego, duality and greed. So they are called saintly qualities. Sadhava, Titikya, Karunika. So many qualities are there. Here also the quality is given. Many places Krishna has qualified these are the mighty devotees. So here it is said that Sadhu-Sanga. Sadhana means devotee association. By devotee association, for one moment also one can cross the material existence. Kshanam api. That is spoken by even here. And Jiva Goswami has said that bhakti to Bhagavat Bhakta Sangena Praliyate. This is spoken by Jiva Goswami. Sasanga Prapyata Pumbi Sukritana Purva Sanchai. Say that by association of devotee one attains the bhakti. And by even by accumulation of the great Sukruti, one cannot get all bhakti. Only by association of devotee one can get the by association of the devotee one can get the bhakti to Bhagavata Bhakta Sangena Praliyate. Satsanga Prapyate Pumbi, and that Satsanga devotee association one can achieve by Koti Sukruti Purva Sanchita. By pious activities of previous life, one is fortunate. Brahmanda ko Brahmite kono bhagyavana jiva Guru Krishna Bhava Bhakti Lata. So by association of by our Sikruti, what is that verse? This is Bhakti Vinod Thakur say that Bhakti Vinod Thakur say kono bhagya kara sansara khena mukoe Sadhu-Sanga tabe Krishna Rati upajay. The Krishna Rati means devotional service, attraction for Krishna. This attraction for Krishna or the attraction for Krishna Katha will appear by good fortune when one becomes eligible to cross the ocean of material science. When one storm of material existence decreases, one may get an opportunity to associate with pure devotee. By such association, one attraction to Krishna is our. So in these verses, Bhakti Vinod Thakur explains the point that the fortune. What is this fortune? Fortune means not result of an accident or something else. No. In the scripture, devotional service, pious activity are considered fortunate. Pious activity can be divided into three categories. Pious activity that awaken one dharma and Krishna consciousness are called Bhakti Unumukhya Sukriti, where you can awakening the Bhakti. Pious activity that bestow material opulence called Bhogo Unmukhi Sukriti. Pious activity that enable the living entity to merge into the existence of Supreme are called Moksha Unmukhi Sukriti. These last two awards of pious activity are not actually fortunate. Pious activity are fortunate when they help one to become Krishna conscious. Real Bhagyavan. Who is Bhagyavan? Real Bhagyavan is that any pious activities that help one to become Krishna consciousness, that is fortunate position. As soon as we come in contact with Krishna, that is very fortunate. A good fortune, Bhakti Unmukhi, is attainable only one comes in contact with the devotee. By associating with a devotee, or willingly or unwillingly, one advances in devotional service. Those ones Dharma and Krishna consciousness have. See, therefore, devotees goes, sell the books, talks with people, preach them, somehow and distribute prasadam, distribute Krishna Katha, distribute prasadam, give their association to them, even seeing them also somehow they remind of Krishna. Oh, he's a devotee, Krishna remind him, spiritual thing. Otherwise, people have forgotten, completely forgotten. They've turned away from the Lord. Vasudeva Paranmukha. As a result, they are suffering, rotating in this obnoxious material world, continuous cycle of birth and death. So, by somehow or another they come in contact with the devotee, they remember Krishna. Even remembering a little time also, that is also called Sukriti. Simply by associating with devotee, one get, what is that called? That Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti. That is a spiritual bank balance. By taking prasadam also, a devotee is giving, that also Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti. So therefore, devotees are going. Our urgency is Krishna consciousness. People are so much averse, they do not want God. They say, what is the necessity of God? So therefore, devotees goes to remind them. Somehow or another, and Krishna mano nivishyate. Somehow or another, they remember even a split of second, their advancement starts, because they have credited in their bank balance, spiritual bank balance. Oh, $1 credited. That means they are now not zero. They have something Sukriti. In this way, they accumulate more and more, they get association, more and more their bank balance increases. And in this way, they are awakening Krishna consciousness. They are fortunate condition. They are fortunate. So therefore, in the next verse, it is a very nice verse spoken by our Muchukunda. So here in this verse, he says that, "O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universe becomes eligible for liberation for material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees." See, when he associates with devotees, attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of God, at the highest goal of topmost devotee, the Lord of the universe. See, by associating with devotee, somehow and other, one gets the opportunity to associate with devotees. When we associate with devotees, the attraction for you. So when the security is good, you have a spiritual bank balance. Supposing you have got some bank balance, you can go to America, you can go to buy something. Similarly, when we have a sufficient spiritual bank balance, that will enable us to associate with a devotee, and as a result, awakening Krishna consciousness, which is the highest goal. Highest goal. So you say that Krishna is always ready to help. Krishna is situated in everyone's heart as the Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within. When he is kind to some fortunate conditioned soul, he personally gives a blessing so that he can progress in devotional service, instructing the person as the super soul within and spiritual master without. So Krishna instructs the sincere soul within as a super soul, and without as a spiritual master. So therefore, it is said that very nice verses. Sadhu-Sanga Krishna Bhakti Sadhadadi Hoye Bhakti Pala Premo Hoye Sansara Hoye. By associating with devotee, one awakens his faith in devotional service to Krishna. Because of devotional service, one dormant love for Krishna awakens. Thus, one's material conditional existence comes to an end. Somehow or other, if one is attracted to talks about me, has a faith in the instruction I have set forth in Bhagavad Gita, if one is neither falsely detached from material things, not very much attracted to material existence, dormant love for me will be awakened by devotional service. Very important verses, this verse. Yadarchimat kathadu jata srada. This verse is spoken. This verse is very much. Somehow or other, one has to associate with devotee and attracted to Krishna Katha. So in these verses, it says that this verse is from in 11:28 from Bhagavatam. Krishna spoke to Uddhava. At the time of departure from his material world, it was spoken to Uddhava. Very important verse. महत्व कृपा बिना कोनो कर्मे भक्ति ना आया कृष्णा भक्ति दूरे रहो संसार रहे क्या. So unless one is favored by a pure devotee, one cannot attend the platform of devotional service. To say nothing Krishna Bhakti, one cannot even relieve from the bondage of material existence. How important is Krishna Bhakti? If anybody trying to avoid devotee association, he is a foolish number one. O King Rahugana, these are spoken by the Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. O King Rahugana, without taking upon one's head of the dust from the lotus feet of pure devotee, a Mahadana Mahatma, one cannot attend devotional service. Devotional service is not possible to attend simply by undergoing severe austerity penance, by gorgeously worshipping the deity, or by strictly following the rules and regulations of sannyas or grahastha. Nor it is attained by studying Vedas, submerging oneself in water, exposing oneself to fire or scorching sunlight. It's a very important verse, see. So Rahugana, Jada Bharat is speaking to Rahugana 5:12. So again, Prahlad Maharaj is also saying, unless human society accept the dust of the lotus feet of great Mahatma, devotee have nothing to do with material possession. Mankind cannot turn its attention to the lotus feet of Krishna. These lotus feet vanquish all unwanted, miserable condition of material life. So therefore, everywhere it is said that Sadhu-Sanga is absolute necessary. Absolute necessity. Tulyama, even little bit of association. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also say that Sadhu-Sanga, Sarva Shastra Kai Lavamatra Sadhu-Sanga Sarva Siddhi. Verdict of all level scripture is that by even moment association with pure devotee, one can attain all success. Therefore, devotee association is very important because there is a discussion is going on. In devotee association, discussion is going on. So, discussion of Harikatha is very purifying people. Therefore, it is say in this verse that in this verse it says that Sangama Khalo Sadhunam Bhuyasancha Samtaha. When there is a congregation of devotees, the discussion, question and answer become conclusive to both speaker and audience. Such a meeting is beneficial for everyone's real happiness. So therefore, it is very, very important to have association. Because there is a discussion is going on. In that discussion, very important is Harikatha. So everybody will get benefit. Paraspara Anukathanam Pavanam Bhagavad dasa Mitho Ratir Mithas Tushti Nirbita Mithatmana. Again, it has been corroborated in this verse. One should learn how to associate with devotee of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most beautiful. Nowadays, devotee association means all chit-chatting, politics, cricket, all going. And they are not interested. Everybody has got a big ego. They do not want to talk about Krishna Katha. As the devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness satisfaction. By thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up the material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. Therefore, whole idea of Prabhupada, see, Prabhupada's mood and mission is to have devotee association and learn this science of Krishna consciousness and preach to others, help others, give our association. Therefore, he opened up the center, just like we have a shop. A shop for particular thing is providing you that benefit, necessity. Similarly, we have something like police station. Police station means if there is criminals, police will help. Similarly, everybody is criminals here. Or you can say that now scorching sun is going on in India. So there is a cooling point. Cooling point means there is a water supply, cold water supply. So anybody feeling very scorching sun or very heat exhaustion, sun exhaustion, heat exhaustion, or heat stroke also. So they can take shelter of the cooling point. Similarly, whole world is like a desert. Material world is like a desert, material life. So anybody who wants to survive or wants water, they should associate with devotees. Because by devotee association only one can stop scorching sun. Because they are always devotee of the Lord are constantly discuss the glories of personality of God and among themselves. Though they constantly remember the Lord and remind one another of his quality pastime. In this way, by the devotion to the principle of Bhakti Yoga, the devotee pleases the personality of God who takes away everything inauspicious. Therefore, a person who should simply sit down, even though do not understand, simply sit down with devotees and hear what they talk, that will further develop their bhakti, their attraction for Krishna consciousness. That will open up their fortunate position. Therefore, Visvambhar say that Mahatma Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimukta Tamodwaram Doshitam Sangisam. So, association of devotee open up the liberations. Satang Prasangam Mama Veera Samhita. Open up the door of liberation. On the other hand, if you associate other than devotee, it's not possible. Satang Prasangam Mama Veera Samhita Bhavan Tirtana Rasan Katha. Tajjasunadasu Pavarga Vartamani Sadharati. Pavarga is full of miserable life, material life. Dukhalayama Saswata is called Pavarga. Apavarga means liberation, immortality. So anybody who wants immortality, he wants to get out from this obnoxious, miserable, temporary life, one should associate with devotee. Then gradually he will get out. So therefore, there is an absolute necessity of bhakti, absolute necessary of sadhu. And now, who is that sadhu? How to remember Krishna? How to remember the sadhu? So here it is said that sadhu is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is certified. There are three types of category of sadhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that that anybody who is sadhu means Vaishnava. Anybody who chants one also Krishna name. Jahara mukhe अतएव जार मुखे एक कृष्णा नाम सहित वैष्णव करिय ताहार संस. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says then finally advised, oh, one who is chanting Hare Krishna mantra is understood to be Vaishnava. Therefore, you should offer respect. Then again say that there is another kind of Vaishnava who is more better than this, who is not just chanting once. Here it is said that not Adi Antya. Madhya. Krishna nama nirantara jahara badane sei Vaishnava shrestha bhaja tahara charane. He said that person who is always chanting the holy name of the Lord is to be considered first class Vaishnava, and your duty is to serve his lotus. This is a first class. Those who are chanting once is a beginner. Now he said another thing, that another kind of Vaishnava. Jahara darshane mukhe isa Krishna nama tahara janiya tumi Vaishnava pradhana. He said that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say a first class Vaishnava is whose very presence makes others chant holy name of Krishna. He is the topmost. So therefore, we should know the Vaishnava, we should associate with them, and externally Sadhu-Sanga tyaga. This is Vaishnava means always Sadhu-Sanga tyaga. You should give up the devotee association or association with the people, those who are very attracted to him. So therefore, these are the external conduct. Internal conduct is titikya, karunika, all that are internal qualities. Very tolerant, merciful, samadarsina. These are internal quality. External quality of Vaishnava means asasanga tyaga hi Vaishnava. They should give up. Externally, they should not associate with the non-devotee. So these are the things. So therefore, there is absolute necessity of proper Vaishnavas. Then one can easily advance in Krishna consciousness, go back to Godhead. And one can hear, because hearing is not there, sufficient hearing. Only by Sadhu-Sanga one can hear profusely. So thank you very much. We will stop here. Today is Ekadasi. So I thought of giving a class glorifying this absolute necessity of the Sadhu-Sanga. Jai Ganthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Nitai Guru Hari Bol. Jai Sri